Hi, welcome for our online training sessions. In previous session, we have discussed about requisition header salt table and we have joined some tables and got the some output expected. Now we are talking about the second table, PO requisition line salt. This requisition line salt table contains the line level information. What are the information we are entering at the line level? Item name, line number, description, category, quantity, unit of measurement, price, status, line level status, and also who has requested this particular item, requester name, right? And deliver to location, inventory details, destination type, who is the buyer, who is the buyer is going to buy this particular item. So these all suggested supplier details. These all details we will find in the line level. Okay. So when we want to go to the line level, first we have to start with the headers, right? We need to start with the header. So header level, we will find header ID. Based on that, we'll find corresponding line IDs, right? This is our previous data model, requisition data model. It's okay. Now we are going for write another query here. Select. This is our header level information. I need corresponding lines, right? So we have to join the lines table. What is the lines table? POR, requisition, lines all table, right? So that is our second table. Now we have to join both the tables. What is the join condition between this table? Header all dot requisition header ID is the primary key in the header level. Same column is the foreign key in the line level. Requisition header ID. And now we can find line number. Column name is there, line number. Yeah, we got line number here. Okay. Now, for example, I wanted to have the requisition line details. I don't want all. Then what we have to do, take the header ID. Take the header ID, we can get the complete details from the line level. Let me go for right. Okay. So we are going for lines table now. Select star from where requisition header ID equal to requisition header ID equal to this number. Simple query. Select star from requisition lines all table where requisition header ID equal to this. Header ID equal to this here. Now we will get the corresponding line information. For example, we don't know the header ID. We don't know the header ID. Client says that I'll give you the requisition number. Okay, you can find out. You can find the header ID. So what we'll do is, here I can write a simple subquery. Select, instead of hard coding that ID, I'm trying to select requisition header ID from what is the table name? Headers table. POR requisition header sol where where requisition number equal to this. Earlier, what happened? We were giving directly ID. Right now, I'm writing subquery, and this subquery is going to return the value. Based on that, we are going to get corresponding lines. Like this, we can apply the subquery. Now, again, we'll get the same result. We don't find any difference. I'm just showing you how we can write a subquery for this. Right. Now, this is our requisition line information. You got header ID, that's a foreign key, business unit ID, requisition line ID, right, line number, and we got category ID. And then item description, we have item UOM code. This is the UOM code which we have. Item UOM code we have. And this is the price, right? Quantity, item ID we have. We don't have item name. If we look at here front end, we are giving the item name. But once we save into the database table, it's not saving the item name into the database table. It's saving item ID. Item ID. Same thing, category name we are giving in the front end, but internally it's saved category ID. Same thing, we are giving unit of measurement name in the front end, but internally it's stored UOM code, right? So currency is there. Currency as it is, it will be saved. I don't think so. We don't find any difference value. So buyer ID we can find. Okay, this is the information which we got buyer ID. And then we got currency code. See, currency code is saved as it is, no change. And suggested vendor contact email ID is there. Destination organization ID is nothing but our inventory, right? This is destination type. Destination type is nothing but our inventory organization ID specified here. And deliver to location ID. We given in the front end location name, right? Florida. But system is showing internally ID. So you have to use the locations table and get vendor ID, vendor site ID, vendor contact ID, procurement BU ID. See, almost all the foreign keys we have, right? Here, almost all we have foreign keys. Okay. Now, client is telling us, I wanted to have the following information here. Following information is expected. This is for lines we wanted to write, line level information. Okay. So let me take this here. I just need requisition line number. Okay. And after that, I need okay, requisition number also will take up. Requisition number I need, line number I need, and then item name I require, and quantity I require, price I need, quantity, price, currency I require, and buyer name is required. Let's say we need supplier name. Buyer name, right? Buyer name and supplier name is required. Supplier name is required. These are the data required from the line level. So a little bit more columns here, right? So first we will get whatever columns are available directly. Remaining we'll see one by one. So we need the requisition number, right? So what we will do, we have to join the headers table, right? So we, instead of writing now subquery, we can directly write this table. So use this table here, comma. So I'm joining the lines table with headers because I want the header level column. What is that column? Requisition number. Okay, that's why I have joined here. So obviously here we will go for right join condition here, requisition ID, and we'll go for write another where clause where shell dot requisition number equal to this, so that we'll get corresponding data here. Right. So we have not done anything, just we have joined requisition headers with lines, requisition headers with the lines here. So PRHL dot requisition number. Next, PRLL dot line number. Next, PRLL dot quantity. PRLL dot unit price. PRLL dot currency code. These all are direct columns. We don't need to join. Requisition number, okay. REQUISATION NUMBER. Spelling mistake. Then go for it. And what I need is quantity, price, currency. We got almost all the columns. How many columns we got here? Let me view this record. Could see line number, unit price, quantity, currency code, and requisition number. This data we have. Right. Now I required item name. Now I need item name. Item name I would like to select. Okay. But in this table I have item number, right? In requisition line salt table. Here, if I go for a line salt table, I can find item ID. I don't have item name. Okay. So which table we have to use? Go down in the documentation. We'll get corresponding foreign key table names here. Yeah, foreign key tables. So I need item name, right? So item name means this is line salt table. We are supposed to have the items table here. System is supposed to show that this is your foreign key table, right? Below requisition line salt, item ID. Okay. I don't know why they have not given. Generally, we will get it here. Okay. Fine. We'll get the items table here. Now we have to join the items table here. Right. So what is the table name for items? EZP system items underscore B is the table name. Okay. Let's go to our query here. And we have to join this lines table with this table. Yes, and we have to go for join the conditions. Requisition lines all dot. So in the lines table, what we have the item ID. We have to join the items table. What is the primary key over there? Maximum same name will be there. Sometimes little bit different inventory item ID. Right. So what we need here? Yes, I done. From the table, I need item name. Nothing but item number. Is nothing but item name. Now get this data. Yes. Now I am getting my item name. AS85000. I am getting the item name. If we compare with the result, query is fine. Result getting. But there is only one line. But if we look at our result, we are getting multiple lines. Means duplicate data we are getting. After joining the items table, we are getting duplicate records. When we are getting duplicate records means maybe you have joined wrong condition, or there is one more or two more, means there may be either one or multiple joins are pending. So whenever you are using the items table, this items comes which module? Inventory module. Like in procurement, we are talking every time requisition business unit ID, right? Business unit. If we look at our enterprise structure, Let me open our enterprise structure here. Okay. So when we are working with our enterprise structure, business unit ID, wherever we are performing the sales, procurement, payments, receivings, there you will find the business. Wherever you are working with the items, item assembling, item storing, item manufacturing, we'll call it as inventory organization. We call it as inventory organization. Okay. So now we have, whenever we create any item in the inventory module, that item will be assigned for multiple inventory organizations, either one or for multiple. Okay. That's why we have to specify here exactly your inventory ID, inventory organization ID, we have to specify. But I don't have idea exactly what is the inventory ID. So what we have to do is let's open another duplicate tab here. Before that, just copy the query. Now go to this duplicate window. We'll search with items table where item number is equal to what is the item name, item number or item name, both are same. This label is like that. Now we can find how many records are there in this table. Now we got inventory item ID. See organization. Item is same. Item is same, but organization ID is different. We got different organization IDs. Yeah, inventory organization IDs. Okay, so your item will be same. We'll find the same item here. Okay. We will take any one of this organization ID. Generally, we have to choose exact organization ID. I'm going ahead with here items dot organization ID equal to this organization ID. Then we'll get unique value from the database. Now we got exact item name, line number, item name, price, quantity, currency, requisition number. What else pending for expected output? Requisition number, line number, item name, quantity, price, currency, buyer name is not there. So I need buyer name. So what do you have in your table, lines table? We have buyer ID, right? I'll just check. We have to open another window like this when we are working in the projects because it's very difficult to remember the column names. We can remember the column, table names, but when it comes for the column names, then difficult. Invalid table name, comma we are specifying. We can give alias name, but comma is not required. So what I need is what is the column name for buyer ID here? Buyer names we know already which table. What is that? Buyer is nothing but an employee. So obviously employee table we have to join. We know that per person names underscore EF. Person ID is the primary key. But what is the column name here? Is it buyer ID or assignment buyer ID? That we have to cross check. Suggested buyer ID is one. Assigned buyer ID. Suggested means it may be who has suggested that. Assigned buyer ID is there. So we have to go with assigned buyer ID. That is the column name we have to take. Assigned buyer ID. So join this table. What is that? Employee, right? Per person names underscore F. We have to join this table here. We have to join our requisition lines all dot assigned buyer ID equal to, here we have to go with dot person ID dot person ID and get the person name dot full name. It's nothing but a buyer name, right? And we already experienced that we have to write another join condition when we are using employee table. What is that? Name type. Name type equal to global. Name type equal to global. Otherwise, we may get duplicate records, right? From keyword is missing means somewhere we are missing the comma. After item name, comma is missing. Press OK. Now we got the data here. Let's search for the record. There should be single record here. And we are supposed to get buyer name. So what is the buyer name? Kelvin Roth. Kelvin Roth is the buyer name which we got. Now if we go to front end, I can go for compare this. By seeing this, we can say, yes, it is perfect. Now the query has done successfully. The reason why we are creating the front end and we are checking in the back end is because we wanted to test whenever we required that. So there it's going to be specified. Okay. So now let's go for next. What else we need? Supplier name. We need supplier name. First, we'll see what is the column name here for supplier name. Supplier name is not saved. Supplier ID or vendor ID will be saved. I think vendor ID only. It's vendor ID. This vendor ID we have to take the column. So where do we find the supplier details? Where do we find the supplier details? In POZ suppliers is the table name. POZ suppliers will give us supplier details. It will give us supplier details. But if we look at in this table, POZ suppliers, we will find supplier number, supplier ID. Supplier ID we will find, but we don't find supplier name. We don't find supplier name. Okay. So whenever we want to work with the suppliers, actually suppliers, we have next level separate session about that. We'll discuss while working with the next document purchase orders. But right now, anyway, we need now. Okay. So suppliers table is POZ. Suppliers is the table name and primary key is vendor ID is the primary key. But here I can find only supplier ID and supplier number, but not the name. If you need supplier name, you have to join another table called SZ parties. SZ parties. Here we will find. Okay. What is the primary foreign key? Party ID is the primary and foreign. Party ID is the primary or foreign key. Now, if we look at here, you have the party ID, right? Here. So this ID we have to take and join with the SZ parties. Okay. It's very simple. Now, first what we have to do, let's go back. In requisition, our lines label, I have a vendor ID. So first join with the supplier table. Okay, fine. So get POZ suppliers is the table name. Okay, join this PO requisition lines all dot vendor ID equal to PO suppliers, POZ suppliers dot vendor ID. so that you can get vendor name, sorry, vendor number. Which column? Segment 1. Segment 1 will gives us, segment 1 will gives us supplier number, supplier number, but not the name. We don't find the name in this table. Let me show you. So after joining this condition, I don't have any duplicate records, single record. So query is perfect. Now I got supplier number 1263, but client is asking supplier name. So which table name is there? HZ parties. So these two tables we have to join now. Now we are here. I'm able to see supplier number, but I need name. Name is here. So these two tables we have to join. Suppliers table with parties table. So what is the join condition? Party ID. Go to edit set. Join another table. HZ parties. Give the alias name HP. And then go for join these two conditions. Suppliers table dot vendor ID equal to HP dot party ID. Then we can get HP dot party name is nothing but our supplier name. Party name is nothing but supplier. Now go to data. Check the records here. No, I'm not getting the records. When you are not getting the records, then your join condition is wrong. You did a wrong condition. If you don't, so far we are getting the data. The moment when I join, go to diagram here. The moment when we join HZ parties table, we are not getting the data. So it seems there is something wrong in this join condition. Party ID. See, suppliers dot vendor ID equal to party ID. That's what I am giving the wrong. Actually, POZ suppliers dot party ID equal to SZ parties dot party ID, not vendor ID. That's why we are not getting. Now we'll be able to see this records here. Now I can find supplier name is Advanced Corporation. I wanted to test whether my query is perfect or not. I got buyer name, Calvin Roth. I got supplier name, Advanced Corporation. I wanted to test it. How you can test? Already we created in the front end, right? I could see that here, my buyer name. Could see that my suggested supplier name. And I can see my item name here. Right. So we are able to get all this information. Okay. So this is how we will go for write our requisition lines information. This is the query. I'm going to keep it here so that everybody can go through it. Edit. Copy. Going to save this. Say requisition lines query. Right. You can go for display this information in the language, SQL language, right? We are working in Notepad++. It looks like a Notepad, right? Almost with additional features. But I wanted to see that in the language SQL. So you can write like this so that it will be converted into SQL. So instead of Notepad++ will be more flexible. We can apply all the language features here. Yes. Okay. Thank you.